This is Difficult Terms, take one.
Ecumenical is a word often misunderstood by evangelicals. Sometimes it's seen as something liberal or just often ignored. However, it is a very important word. It comes from the Greek word oikumene, which originally was a pagan word meaning the entire inhabited universe. The Romans used it for the Roman Empire. Christians later appropriated this to mean unity among all the churches. And in fact, this is the first part of Lauzon's motto, the whole church taking the whole gospel to the whole world. And so it is the whole church portion of this that ecumenism implies. Now, how important is unity? Well, first of all, it's biblical. We see this in John chapter 17 in Jesus' high priestly prayer. He says, "I pray that they may be one, just as I am in you and you are in me. May they be brought together to complete unity so that the world may know that you have sent me and have loved them even as you have loved me." So Jesus wants this for his church. Also, in Acts chapter 15, the first ecumenical council was the Jerusalem Council, where Jews and Gentiles were trying to reconcile. This is also historical and theological. Between the years 325 to 451 AD, we have the councils of Nicaea, Constantinople, Ephesus, and Chalcedon. And out of these ecumenical councils, we get some of our most important cherished doctrines, such as the doctrine of the Trinity, and original sin, and the two natures of Christ. Well, fast forward, historically, ecumenism was also something espoused by William Carey, the father of modern missions, British missionary to India. And he had an idea in 1810 to have an ecumenical missions conference in Cape Town, South Africa. Now, this did not happen at the time, but 100 years after William Carey's idea, they actually tried to partially fulfill this with the Edinburgh 1910 World Missionary Conference. This was the birthplace of the modern ecumenical movement. Out of this came two children, the World Council of Churches and the Lausanne movement. The World Council of Churches expressed its ecumenism with regard to denominational unity. However, the Lausanne movement expressed its ecumenism evangelically through diversity of the nations. And this was really picked up through missiologist Leslie Newbigin, who espoused this idea. Now, why is ecumenical sometimes a bad word to evangelicals? It does not mean liberal versus conservative. Jesus really wanted us to be both. He wanted us to have unity as well as the gospel truth, which is what evangelical means. But for Lausanne, it's really about the reconciliation between race, class, gender, and age. Now, all four of these are talked about in Paul's epistles in Galatians, in Ephesians, and in Colossians. And these horizontal reconciliations are a reflection of the vertical reconciliation with God. God reconciled himself with us who were sons of disobedience and children of wrath. And that is the biggest reconciliation of all, that the holy God of the universe would reconcile himself with sinners. And then he calls us to reconcile ourselves with people who are diverse. In 2 Corinthians 5:19, God was reconciling the world to himself in Christ, not counting people's sins against them. And he has committed to us the message of reconciliation. So the church really should be unity in diversity, not unity in uniformity. This is the kind of ecumenism that we strive for. Lauzon's motto of the whole church taking the whole gospel to the whole world has ecumenism right up front. The whole church needs to be reconciled in terms of race, class, gender, and age, and then also with God. And this will be a missional sign to the world that Christ breaks dividing walls.